The Colorado Plateau, which extends over parts of Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Utah, is best known for its abundance of radioactive minerals, including uranium and vanadium ore deposits. One isotope of uranium, uranium-235, undergoes nuclear fission, an ingredient essential to the creation of the atomic bomb. Nuclear power plants create electricity using energy released by fission. Secondary uranium minerals include carnotite and thioumanite. Carnotite, an important ore of uranium and vanadium, forms in sandstones affiliated with petrified trees and fossils, abundant in northern Arizona. Vanadium is highly resistant to corrosion and is a component of rust-proofing and high-speed drills. Early uranium production in Arizona dates to 1918 with John Wade's discovery of carnotite-bearing sandstone deposits in the Carrizo Mountains, southwest of Four Corners. The Orphan Mine on the south rim of Grand Canyon National Park, later known for its high-grade uranium, was the only privately held land in the park's boundaries until 1987. The mine, closed in 1969, was discovered by Daniel L. Pops Hogan in 1893 as a copper claim and patented in 1906, 8 months before the establishment of the Grand Canyon Game Reserve, later Grand Canyon National Park, by President Theodore Roosevelt. Hogan built the Kachina Lodge for tourists at the site in 1936, figuring its profits would exceed those of his small copper mine. Due to declining tourist revenue, Hogan sold his property for $55,000 to Bertha Mandeline Jacobs in 1946. The end of World War II instigated a nationwide interest in the procurement of uranium for atomic weapons production. Novice prospectors explored and reported uranium localities in the southwest, including at the Orphan. A 1951 visit by Harry C. Granger of the U.S. Geological Survey using a Geiger counter confirmed that Hogan's copper deposit contained high-grade uranium, but it was considered worthless at the time. The ore-bearing structure for the Orphan lode is a collapsed breccia pipe, a vertical pipeline column of broken rock. By 1953, the Golden Crown Mining Company, a subsidiary of Western Gold and Uranium Incorporated, acquired both the property and mineral rights. Exploratory diamond drilling began in October 1955, followed by the first shipment of 20.89 tons of ore averaging 0.53% uranium from the Orphan, and trucked 92 miles to a 300-ton uranium processing mill 6 miles northeast of Tuba City on April 25, 1956. A sulfuric acid leaching process was used to extract the uranium. An aerial tramway manufactured by Riblet for $61,800 was completed in May 1956 and consisted of 1,800 feet of steel ropes supported by 8 towers with a 1,100-foot vertical drop. Its purpose was overcoming the challenges of topography and accessibility to the Orphan, transporting miners and supplies in 2 8-cubic-foot tram buckets, operated in tandem from the rim to the mine in 4 minutes, supplanting the former crude trail of ropes, ladders, and rock steps designed by Hogan. The tram could move 45 tons of ore to the rim a day, but its high expense and inefficiency necessitated its replacement in 1959 by the sinking of a hoisting shaft directly to the lode, supported by an 80-foot high steel headframe. One of the most iconic images involving mining the Grand Canyon is that of Orphan Mine Superintendent and Manager Maurice Costain and a fellow miner riding the aerial tramway. According to Costain, the aerial tramway was an attraction among park visitors who wanted to ride it but were forbidden to do so by the company because of liability. Aptly named for its isolated location, the Orphan Mine claim was spread over 20.26 acres. The surface mine owned by Western Gold and Uranium Incorporated was limited to 3 acres. A sheer drop from the Grand Canyon rim made up another 15 acres, and the remaining 2 acres included the Grand Canyon Inn, a popular tourist destination. The shaft, which included a depth of 1,590 feet, was developed in 1959 at a cost of $800,000. Federal subsidies offered by the Atomic Energy Commission's procurement program doubled the value of ore mined at the Orphan, with the first ore load increasing from $44.50 to $83 per ton. However, by spring of 1961, the quality of ore declined and the company needed to access a higher grade of ore extended from its claim into Grand Canyon National Park. The company noted the mining law of apex rights, allowing miners to follow ore discovered below the surface and enabling them to mine regardless of whether it trespassed onto another property owner's land. Western Gold and Uranium cited national security interests, the economic well-being of northern Arizona, and the proposal of erecting an 18-story, 600-room hotel to be built at the Orphan site should their access to mine be denied. Although the issue never went to court, a congressional compromise, Public Law 87-457, enacted in May 1962, allowed the company to mine the disputed ore body in exchange for title to the Orphan claim after 25 years, circa 1987. The Orphan Mine faced many challenges, including a lack of space on site or on Park Service property to place waste rock. Solutions involved using waste rock as backfill for underground stopes, trucking it out of the park, and selling it as railroad ballast to the National Park Service. Electrical power shortages proved inconvenient, along with snowstorms that hindered truck transport. A major setback occurred when the ore bin collapsed in December 1961, damaging the head frame and forcing the layoff of 60 miners. Despite the mine's precarious topographic position, its operational safety record included only 1 fatality, which occurred off-site, and 56 injuries. Maurice Costain was a professional mining engineer whose past experience in hard rock gold mines served him well during his 11 years as mine superintendent and manager of the Orphan Mine. His mining crew usually consisted of between 25 and 50 men per project, though staffing numbers sometimes were as low as 9 or as high as 102. Costain upgraded the mine facility by adding a 1,500-foot vertical 3-compartment mine shaft, expanding underground mine development, including ventilation, and increasing daily production to 250 tons. In 1966, the Tuba City uranium mill closed and the ore had to be shipped to Colorado for processing. That year, the Orphan Mine was acquired by the Cotter Corps. The Orphan Mine closed on April 25, 1969 due to declining uranium price and excessive cost of shipping ore the 400 miles to Canyon City, Colorado. Since 1956, it produced 495,107 tons of ore containing 4.26 million pounds of uranium oxide with an average grade of 0.42%. Byproduct minerals included 6.68 million pounds of copper, over 100,000 ounces of silver, and 3,400 pounds of vanadium oxide. In 1987, the federal government acquired the mine property, and the mine's head frame was dismantled in 2008. Although controversy over elevated radiation levels and contamination at the mine exists today, the Orphan Mine contributed high-grade uranium vital for U.S. national security interests during the height of the Cold War, while serving as one of Arizona's classic high-grade uranium mines.